Just get your mind together and come on across to me. We'll hold hands and we'll watch the sun rise from the bottom of the sea. But first, are you experienced? Have you ever been experienced? Well, I am. Probably scream and cry at your little world won't let you go.
Okay, how does a person become an individual? Well, one has to think for oneself. One has to not believe anything one is told. It has to come to it through logical understanding. So the mind is developed logically to comprehend, to understand, rather than simply to take something as from the horse's mouth and just simply believe it. Not possible to do that. You can take something from the horse's mouth and think, that sounds interesting, I hadn't thought about that before, and then go and research it and come to an understanding of it. Normally, when you come across something, your mind has already been prepared to understand it. Sometimes the mind is resistant to wishing to understand new things which go against old presumptions. And so the mind is resistant. And it can take some time for the old presumptions to be removed, because there's actually a physical process that goes on in the brain where you have neurons which are connected in a certain way, and then you get the new understanding, and new understanding will form, yet the old neurons that were not used anymore because that old thing is gone, has to be taken out. That's removed in sleep, during sleep and the early hours of the morning. That these processes of removing it can be experienced by the sleeper in a semi-awake state. You'll see these old ideas coming up and being removed. So you can see it. It's a process. Nothing's hidden, it's all there in the human experience. Okay, so to become an individual, one has to be free from the group mind, group propaganda, yeah? And if you listen to group propaganda, it will do the opposite to you. It will actually pervert your pure mind. And so it's very important not to talk about what is not true, even to say this is not true. It's better not to talk about that. It's better to just talk about the solution. Forget about the problem. Unless the problem's right in front of you, just say, oh, shut up, man, that's a load of crap, get out of here. You know, you've got to get rid of the problem. Just give it no notice and then concentrate on the solution. Yeah? Okay, so that's what an individual does, it concentrate on the solution. Don't focus on the problem. The problem will get your mind corrupted and you won't be able to operate very well. This is what happened to Greta Thunberg. If you have a look at Greta Thunberg, what happened to her, she can't speak very well anymore because her mind has been corrupted by listening to all these people with the wrong ideas. And she knows they're wrong, but she listens to them anyway because she doesn't want to fight everybody. And so that's what's happened. So you can't do that. You can't listen to a lie. If you listen to a lie, it will corrupt your brain. It's as simple as that. And every lie you listen to has to be removed out of it. It's it wastes neurons. It's bad for your brain. It's not healthy. One should only encounter the truth. And one has to hang out with other individuals or be by yourself. If there are no other individuals around, you have to be by yourself. Now, if you join a group, you're becoming part of fallen and demonic humanity. Okay? So a person who joins a group does what they're told. If you do what you're told, you become a slave. And the reason you do this is because you have no courage. Now, if you have no courage, it says, that's not allowed. So it takes it away. And in the end, it will turn you into a homosexual, and it will turn you into, from there, it will cause you to do self-harm, and I don't know where the pathway leads, but I do know we have people now who cut their genitals off and do all sorts of things. And this is simply the pathway. It means you have no balls, you know. You have no tits, you got no breasts, you got no love in you, yeah. These are signs. Nature makes a sign to say this is all wrong. This is a wrong way. You're not going in the right direction. And it's all from a loss of courage to stand up and be an individual. That is the source of the problem. And you'll see that that's what happened in all of the civilizations that failed. The Armenians, they failed because they all became homosexual. And the Greeks, they failed. They all became homosexual. The Trojans, they failed. They all became effeminate and homosexual. And now the Americans, they're failing, and they're all becoming homosexual and effeminate. And the women are becoming masculine because the opposite comes out. Now, there's a science of this, and it's necessary to let the fire burn, yeah? It's not possible to hold back anymore. We have to tell our truth and to hell with it. That's what we're doing now, okay? What it means to be divided and why. Well, what it means to be divided, okay. Now all these people who are entering fallen and demonic nature because of a lack of courage, or mainly from a lack of courage, what happens is that they're forced to look inside themselves. So everything that is inside them is actually, it seems to be outside. And so there's this projection going on. Because they're looking through themselves, all they can see is their own error. So if they're racist and discriminatory, what happens is they think that you are racist and discriminatory. They're calling you racist and discriminatory because they have to show you that they don't know anything, that they've got themselves in a mess in their brain. Say, that's a bit strange. You're calling me what you are. You must be insane. Okay. So then you take them away to one side and you doctor them. Okay. That's all you can do. Explain to them what they've done. They've lacked the courage to become an individual, and now they become a demon like this. Can't see anything, can't see the truth, is always unhappy, yeah? Never happy about anything. Thinks the problem's in the outside world, but is actually inside themselves. Okay, so that's what it means to be divided. And the reason they've become divided is because they've done what they're told. They haven't been a free person. They've gone and got a job and gone to work for somebody just to get the money. They haven't actually followed their calling. They haven't followed the will of nature. They followed their own little will, which is coming from fear. The I, AI, yeah? And if they're using AI, they're going to be part of that thing, yeah? They're going to be part of the divided and fallen humanity. They're all divided one from the other. They can never see, inside their minds is different. They can never see the one true reality. And nature takes it away from them because they have to learn the lesson. And only when they learn the lesson will they be brought back into the one true reality and be born again. Now, this born again thing, there's actually levels of it, because when you're born again back in, that's just the first little baby step. The first little baby step. Enlightenment is the first little baby step. Then there is a long long staircase of steps that a person has to go up through all the various guilds, from skateboarding right the way up through whatever else you do in your life, until towards the end of your life you become part of the guild of philosophers and you become a master philosopher. And that's where everybody should end up in the end, if they taught correctly. That's enough. Thanks for watching.